We're now going to the Garden Refuse transfer station, the Tshwane Garden Refuse transfer station, which is Tshwane owned or municipal owned. There is some serious problems relating to this area that have been asked to come and investigate, which is something that I'm going to do right now, and we'll have a little chat about it in a moment. I'm currently at the Menlo Park Garden Refuse site, which is clearly a very serious health hazard. Behind me is piles and piles of garden refuse that, in my opinion, should actually be turned into some kind of compost, or there should be some cooperative that is working here, converting some of this into compost and earning a living out of, instead of it piling up on a day-to-day basis, while across the road here you have residential, and the neighbors, the back neighbors here is actually two schools that are special needs schools. You have kids with very special needs, and there have been cases of snakes coming from here over to that side. There's been cases of kids suffering from severe mosquito bites, and it goes on, and there's flies, and there's the stench that is coming out of this place, only because the city doesn't have a plan. Now the question is, why can't we have a company or some kind of a group that is being put together to really deal with this refuse that is behind me? Because this is actually can be turned into a gold mine. In a country like ours, in a city like ours, where there is some serious shortage of work, this can really be turned into money generating scheme for people that can actually come here on a day-to-day basis, compress this, and make sure that this get converted into some kind of compost that can be actually sold again. I've seen a number of vans that are coming in to dump, but I don't see the vans that are supposedly supposed to be removing this on a day-to-day basis. So this is piling up, it's creating a stench around here. We need to find a plan. And my proposal is that when we do take over, is that we will make sure that not only do we have compressing machines that will be bought to make sure that we can actually compress and reduce the size usage that is happening here, but we can also get some people that can be trained to make sure that this gets converted into compost that we can actually sell, and they can generate a bit of income, so we can generate employment out of this, which is currently not happening.
I'm currently standing here at the Menlo Park Garden Transfer Station. As you can see, the city of Tshwane is literally drowning in its own waste. These transfer stations are inundated with people coming to dump due to the fact that the city has lost 3 of its largest dump sites. This is a major concern. If you can have a look, these areas were never designed for the sheer volumes of waste that we are seeing currently being subscribed here. We need to have new initiatives. Specifically in this regard, we could easily have a composting initiative. As you can see, I'm completely covered in flies. This clearly shows that this waste is not being transferred. It's allowed to fester. You're having things like rats and flies living in these areas, and it's an obvious health concern. This is a residential area. This was never zoned for this kind of purpose, and the city needs some new initiatives to really deal with this. The city can surely use some job creation in this regard. And composting is really one of the initiatives that this city could utilize to create more jobs. When the DA takes over, one of our first things that we would do is to first and foremost ask the private sector for some ideas in what they propose that they would like to do. So we as a new government, we would like to have an expression of interest, put it out to the private sector. Set out a tender, hear what are some of the initiatives that the private sector could propose, then obviously evaluate those, find the ones that are the lowest hanging fruits, the ones that are going to create the most jobs, create the best kind of benefits to the city, and get those initiatives up and running immediately. This city cannot wait any longer.